There you are. So now we're talking about that you have already started with the loan modification, or you go into the process, or you are going to be beginning the process of doing a loan modification with your lender. First of all, I wanted to tell you that a loan modification is not a right that you have. The lender is doing you a favor. The lender is doing you a favor because the federal government is pushing them from behind and asking them to please help these homeowners that have underwater mortgages and they are in distress. Take advantage of that. Do the loan modification and follow the procedures. You know, one thing that really irks me is that a lot of times people are paying thousands of dollars to different people to do the loan modifications when you can do that yourself. Go to my website, reallynicehomes.com. That's reallynicehomes.com. And you're going to be seeing on the right side a big red button where you're going to be able to download a free loan modification do-it-yourself kit. Just go over there and read it. Just read the information that you have on this website and you're going to be able to find out that you can do most of this work yourself without paying a penny. Because at the end, the person that will actually do the best job on your behalf is your own self, because you're the one who's going to be screaming like a baby. You're the one who's going to be calling them every day, and you're the one who's going to be asking them, this is not right, please give me something better, something I can work for. And a person that's doing this for you, they're only paying somebody $10 an hour to do these phone calls, and they're speaking on your behalf. Even though this other person may be a professional, he doesn't have or she doesn't have the time to be dealing with hundreds of loan modification cases. So they have to hire somebody to do that. That's the most important job in a loan modification, because I do short sales all the time, and that is one of the most important jobs I have to do for my client, to make sure that I am pressing on them to do the right thing for my client and do it the right way. So loan modifications do not pay money. In general, do not pay money to people when you can do it yourself, even if you speak Spanish. A lot of my Hispanic clientele, they can actually ask the lender, put someone in there that speaks Spanish, and then you can start speaking Spanish with them and defend yourself. So every time I have a consultation with a client or with a prospect that may be wanting to do a short sale at the end, my question always is, have you done a loan modification? And you must do it. You must at least try a loan modification, because this is really the last section, the last option that you have, because after the loan modification, we're going to get into another section that's going to be more clear for you what's going to happen, but a lot of times it's very hard to get back. So make sure the loan modification has been completed by you, by the lender, and you have agreed to a term that is beneficial to you and your family. Caution, a caveat. Please understand, in some cases a loan modification only benefits the lender. Do not get sucked into signing another piece of paper and going and reverting back to what it was 3 or 4 years ago, when they used to give these loans with lower first payments at the beginning, but then everything is added to the top of the loan. And in a loan modification, they may even give you a lower interest, but they're adding everything else to the balance of the principal that you owe, and a home that probably is going to be 10 to 15 years before you can catch up to what they owe to the bank. That is not a good situation to put yourself and your family. So be very careful that when you sign a loan modification agreement with your lender, that will benefit you and will benefit the lender, and not just the lender. So the next question for you will be that you have completed the loan modification and you are absolutely certain that loan modification is not going to work for you. You are not going to accept those terms, or your lender simply keeps losing your paperwork and doesn't want to do the loan modification with you. So you need to go to the next step. So now click to my right to go to the next step. If you have done a loan modification and the loan modification is acceptable to you, you can stop right now and continue making the payments just as specified on a loan modification agreement that you have with your lender. But now, if you are the person that do not want to lose their home, they want to remain on the house, and they want to find a different way how to keep the house, then click to my left. So, click to my right. If you decided loan modification, no more, you want to go to the next side, Click to my left if you decide to say, I want to keep my house, I really want to stay in a home. And I'll see you on the other side.